What's up, guys? Mike Gross, RockingGuitarLessons.com, and got another question to answer for Sam Prescott 78. I've actually had a lot of people, and I've kind of tried to avoid this question, but because I know we're going to get opinions all across the board on it. Is it better to play by ear or read music? So this is a personal question to me. So I'm going to try to answer it the best I can. I'm a self-taught guitar player. You guys that have been following my channel for a while have probably heard me mention a lot of times how I learned. And I did want guitar lessons. As a kid, wasn't able to get that worked out. So a couple things that I did, I wound up becoming best friends with this guy in high school who was a year ahead of me. And it was right around the time, I don't know if you guys remember a band called Steeler. And guitar player was Yngwie Malmsteen. So it was, that'll put it into perspective. Probably around 83, maybe. But I had learned a lot from my friend, and I also had books, and I'd ordered some lessons through the mail. They were the Doug Marks Metal Method. He's still around to this day, by the way. I was tripping out. It's weird because when you're a youngster and you see someone like that, it's like, whoa, you know. But he actually, you know, I'd ordered probably 3 of his. There was another one called Starlicks that I'd ordered, and what they did is they sent them in the mailbox out in front of your house on a cassette tape, and they had a tab book. So I didn't really start getting into learning how to read notes and note counts and rests and dotted half notes, all that stuff, till right before I started teaching. So I would say probably around 1990. And the only reason I really got into it was I was like, I'm going to be teaching. I don't have a degree in music. But I figured I'd be needing to, you know, the more you have to offer as an instructor or a teacher, the better. You want to be able to answer questions and this and that. For me, I think that was kind of the right route to go, because I'm not going to say by reading music you're going to be a better guitar player, because that's false. That's not true. On the flip side, I'm not going to say if you don't read music and you just read tabs or just do everything by ear you're going to be a better guitar player. I can't really speak that. So keep in mind as I'm talking here, this is for me to answer your guys' question. You know, what was it again? Is it better to play by ear or read music? Or does it make you a better player, one or the other? No. I think it can. And I think the key is, as a musician, is to be open-minded. So for me, and this once again, just for me, going back in time to my first year of playing guitar, theory wouldn't have been for me, man. I would have found a way around it regardless, even had I went for music lessons, and if the teacher would just wanted to teach to read notes and that, I probably wouldn't have stuck with it. Because what I wanted to learn, you know, back in the day, man, it was, you know, Die With Your Boots On from Maiden, and Rock You Like a Hurricane from Scorpions, and Blackout from Scorpions. You know, that was, although I listened to everything, that'll kind of time capsule you back to where I was. I wanted to be able to play like that, like the stuff I was listening to. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys will agree with that. That's what brought me in. And then you'll have your big theory guys that it's like, no, you have to because it opens doors and blah, blah, blah. As long as I've been teaching, and all the teachers I know on different instruments, saxophone, flute, clarinet, guitar, bass, drums, vocals, piano, all that stuff, I've known teachers that are really by the book, and sometimes that's for a reason, a set reason. Maybe their ear hasn't developed to where they can just figure out riffs for people and break it down and explain it. There's that possibility. Or they just were taught a certain way, and that's how they're passing it on. You know, if that's how they learned it and it worked for them. I'm just saying what worked for me. Now, I do read music, you know, like I said, I ended up learning it, and it became more, I guess, more interesting to me. You know, I felt like I had to learn it because it was going along with my job with teaching. Most people don't end up learning it, by the way. And I'm the type of teacher that if you need a really, really strict teacher, I'll tell you straight up, I'm not the guy for that. But, you know, I know how to get results out of my students and get them to the next level by using lots of different techniques, and one of them is teaching off of the things that you like. I know people that say I can't even read tabs, which, you know, I guess if you don't know, you don't know. Tabs are really, really easy. It's just probably you haven't had someone explain it to you. By reading notes, that's not really the general question that I think that you had, Sam, for this, and the rest of you that had asked me over the past year and a half or a little longer, because I've had this question several times. And so to answer it, I kind of have to stay neutral, but I will say that I'm more of a by ear player. I've trusted my ear. My ear, you know, it's something that you continually get better at. But I like to play, you know, for example, Eruption from Eddie Van Halen. I wanted to learn that as soon as possible, and I tried, and it sounded like a train wreck for quite a while. Plus, I mean, it's Eddie Van Halen. I mean, how do you get better anyways? But, you know, you struggle through it, but I think it's that passion and that inner thing in you as a musician that's like, man, I want to get it, and you got to take your time with things and get them right. And like I said, learning theory and scale formulas, that stuff actually was more interesting to me when I was like 20, 21 years old. Not that I did major studying on it. I learned as I went, to be honest with you, and I self-taught myself how to, you know, go through Mel Bay grade 1 and grade 2. I don't think I've had more than 2 students in over 2 decades that have gotten past Mel Bay grade 2. You got to be a real disciplined person. You have to have a lot of time, because I'll tell you, when you get into notation and reading music, at least half the battle's up here, because it's really thought out and there's explanations for every little thing you do. And for some people, I think they need that if you're maybe struggling with beats. Although, if you were taking lessons from me and struggling with beats, I would try a different method. Reading music would be probably the last resort I would take you to, because I know how it can be up here. So I would rather try and give you the tools to help you create and feel by ear. Now, once again, I have to keep emphasizing that's just me. I do want to know your guys' thoughts, man, my subscribers. You know, where are you guys at on this issue? It's constantly debated, it seems like, over the years. You know, you got, you know, Mozart, who, you know, obviously read music and wrote it, and then you got people like Eddie Van Halen that, you know, doesn't really read at all. I mean, how do you say one's better than the other? I think the best package, and I'll wrap it up with this, is to be a musician that can play by feel and heart and feel confident and good in that element, that also can understand a little bit of the theory to go along with it. Because it will open doors. Prime example off the top of my head, relative minor. If you're not sure what it is, look it up. My website will have it covered when the website comes, but you know, if you're playing in C major, you can solo in C major, and you can also solo in the relative minor, which is A minor. And if you base it, I'll give you a quick little theory tip here. If you base it off the 6th note of whatever scale, so if you're playing a C major scale, it's all naturals, which means there's no sharps or flats. You have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That last C is your octave. If you count those notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, there's your 6th note. C, D, E, F, G, A. Count to the 6th note. Whatever that note is your relative minor to that major. So you can solo in A minor, or you can solo in C major. Why does that work? Because they're the same notes. You're just starting on a different note, or a scale degree. Mess with it and you'll see what I mean. You're just starting on an A, but they're all naturals, you know. So, yeah, there's your little bit of theory tip. But now you understand where I'm at with it. I'm more of a by ear guy, and that isn't for everybody, and I wouldn't push that on everybody. Try and be a balanced player. Do a little bit of both. We're going to end it with that, and I hope that you got at least a little nugget out of this one. But I can only avoid the question for so long, so now I can cross it off the list. And anyways, if you guys are interested in some private lessons, I teach on Skype, guitar and bass. My wife does vocals. My Skype contact is Rockin' Guitar Lessons. Add me only if you're planning on taking the lessons. If you're looking for vocal lessons, contact me and I'll send you her Skype contact. Or better yet, go to rockingguitarlessons.com. The temporary site's up right now as I speak. And there's a page dedicated to explaining how the lessons on Skype work. It's fairly simple. And that's it. We can work on whatever things you guys want to work on. We can go into some detail on relative minor, whatever you want. What else? My email, mike@rockingguitarlessons.com. Oh, speaking of the website, be sure to fill out the contact information. Very important. We're kind of on a crunch time now. So if you haven't done it yet, head over there and fill it out. Probably take you a few seconds. And that'll keep you in the loop there. My PayPal email, tbxpunk@aol.com, if you'd like to donate to this channel. And if you can't, please don't. Don't feel like you have to or you're pressured to. You're not. If it's something you feel like you can do, that's the email you would use. And yeah, I guess that's it. I wish I could tell you guys more about what's coming up, but I've learned my lesson not to say nothing until I know. So appreciate you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and tell your buddies. Like it. You can add me on Facebook, facebook.com/rockingguitarlessons. I have on there my personal one too, but I'm trying to get you guys all geared to the actual Rocking Guitar Lessons Facebook. So you're more than welcome to head on over there. I actually encourage you to do that. And that's it. We've wrapped this one up. Thanks for the question, Sam, and the rest of you guys. I didn't write down everyone that was asking me about it, but you guys know who you are. And until next time, keep rocking.